Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo. Then we can be assured that other nations will not treat America with respect, the respect that we deserve.
What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today we must discuss an under-talked about races happening next Tuesday, which again, next Tuesday we'll be having an election night stream. Still gotta get the details sorted out about that. But again, next Tuesday we got the states of Georgia, Arkansas, a couple others, but also Alabama. And there is a high-profile race in this state. We'll get to that in a little while. But there's also another race happening in the state that nobody's talking about. It is, of course, the Alabama gubernatorial race. Now, before we get into these two races, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And, yeah. So, folks, let's get right into it. This is an interesting scenario that's developing in Alabama. So before we forget, everybody should know, with Alabama primaries, just like most southern states, this is a runoff system. That means if no candidate, in the first round gets at least 50% of the vote, it automatically goes to a runoff. I like this. For primaries, I think it's reasonable to have runoffs. For general elections, depends. But either way, I can agree with, okay, runoffs are a good thing in primaries, because you don't want a Spencer Cox situation where he gets like 28% of the vote yet he wins. I mean, it's like, that's garbage. That's bullshit. And it's like, if there was a runoff, we never would have got that loser. So yeah, it's one of those things where I do support runoffs. And well, there's something happening in the state of Alabama. Now, as everybody knows, the incumbent is Kay Ivey. She is a garbage governor. One of the most incompetent rhinos currently serving as a governor. Now, again, she has done some decent stuff in the past, but boy, go look up what she said about, social equality or social justice, something like that. She is awful. But there is a good thing about this. You scroll down here. Look at this. Currently, she's at 46.5%, and the polls have been showing her trending downwards. You know what that means? That means she's getting sent to a runoff if this holds. Remember, she could be at 49.9% and be forced into a runoff, and that's where it appears to be trending. The best poll to look at this is Emerson. Look at this. They had Kay Ivey at around 48%. I think that's how you say her name. Whatever, she's garbage. She was at 48% back in March. In middle of May, a couple weeks ago, or I think last week actually, she's only at 46%. She's trending down. And also there's a Republican surging, Tim James. And look at this. He went from 11% roughly to almost 17%. This is a very unique situation happening. This is a race that not a lot of people are talking about, potentially being, a runoff. Now, if this does happen, this does force, her into a runoff, that's a very bad sign for her. Now, again, I don't know enough about Tim James. I honestly don't. I'm sorry, but from what I do know, he is decent on the issues. And, well, I'll take anything over this current clown we currently got. I mean, she is awful. I mean, not enough people talk about her. A lot of people talk about that loser ass Hutchinson in Arkansas. They don't talk enough about this clown. She is awful. And I hope she does get primaried out. And again, it is trending that way. Though, if she gets like 49% of the vote in Alabama, I just don't think she can lose in that situation. But if she gets down to 45%, and Tim James does a good campaign, continues to surge, you have a chance. Like, unironically, you have a serious chance of forcing a runoff. And that's what appears it's trending towards. Now, this isn't the important race of Alabama. Of course, this would be a big one. I mean, you got one of the worst rhinos of the country in her. She is just awful. She is complete garbage. But again, She's not the worst. She is not or I should say, not the main focus of this race. Again, is she the worst? No, but it would be nice to get rid of her. There is, however, a bigger race happening right now. And I think everybody knows the race, the Alabama Senate race. Now, a month ago, I would have said, Brooks maybe had a shot at runoff. Maybe. But I would have said he probably was not going to win. However, in the past couple of weeks, we may have seen one of the biggest, quite frankly, campaign comebacks ever. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. So Mo Brooks, you go down here, and again, a lot of these polls, a lot of them were bullshit in my opinion. A lot of them were, my opinion, they were purposely made to screw over Brooks. But either way, something clicked. Now, if you don't know, Trump unendorsed Brooks, which, in my opinion, was the best thing he could have done. And from what I did hear, Trump did that to basically say, hey, Brooks, get off your ass. That's what Brooks was doing. He was sitting home doing nothing with Trump's endorsement, and he allowed Katie Britt, who's awful, to surge. And also Mike Durant, which probably even worse than Britt. Go look him up. He has some very bad skeletons. But either way, look at this. Emerson a month ago, they had Brooks at 12%, trending kind of basically downwards. Now, they have him at 25%. But you look at these other polls, 12, 16, 18. Now it's 23, 25, 29, 25. He's trending upwards significantly, while Mike Durant kind of just collapsed. And what's happening is Durant, he's not going to debates. A lot of people are questioning, wait, what do you really support? Because boy, has he said some bad things in the past about stuff like immigration. He is awful. And what's happening is Brooks is able to, his main campaign strategy right now is to get those Mike Durant voters. That's his focus. He doesn't care about the first round. His goal, get as many Durant voters as possible to flip. And you can see here, Britt has essentially been kind of handicapped. I mean, outside of McLaughlin, which is an awful pollster, which actually shows her going down. Either way, she is kind of handicapped around 32, 33, maybe 34%. For a very competitive race like Alabama, that's not a good sign. And if this goes to a runoff with Brooks in it, I'm confident to say Brooks would win this race. Brooks is surging right at the right time, kind of like Vance. And if it's forced into a runoff, I don't see Britt winning. I just do not see her winning. Brooks has all the advantages, he's running a phenomenal campaign since Trump unendorsed him. MAGA Mo. We all support MAGA Mo. And I do think if that happens, we could seriously see Mo Brooks in the Senate. Even after all that happened, that would be great. And I do think that's possibly going to happen now. But again, it depends if he does great in the first round, is only down by 2 points against Britt. He's going to win this election. If he's down by 12, and that may be a bit harder. But I do think Brooks has a serious shot of winning. I hope he does. It would be great to have him in the U.S. Senate. He's a chat on the issues. And I hope MAGA Mo, which again, I hope everybody supports him, wins this race. Anyways, that's kind of it for Alabama. This was kind of a quickish video. I wanted to talk about these two races real quickly. Again, with Alabama Senate race, maybe I could talk about it on Monday more. But as of now, I'm not making any predictions just yet. But I hope you did enjoy. If you did, smash that like button down below. Subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.